All right, so some fantasy picks, speaking of Andre Johnson. Yeah, you just be done with it.
Yeah,
just move on.
I
mean, you know, with Dorsett's injury up in the air, maybe you see Andre on the field a little more, targeted a little more because they don't have that slot option. But I'm not.
I don't know
buying
that they've taken Andre off the field.
Well,
That's
right.
The thing. Have you noticed at all?
No,
Andre,
he is not. He's on the field.
He stayed out there
yes,
the whole time.
He is on the field. He's just, I mean, what did he get? 4 targets, 4 catches, 44 yards. I think it was all 4s yesterday.
And a big chunk of it came about like a 20-yard gain that he had. So
yeah,
anyway,
4 for
sorry,
44.
I interrupted, PJ.
No, all valid. Yeah, be done with Andre. Still skeptical on Frank. I mean, there are other options around the league. Even some secondary backs are producing more regularly than he is, at least in the passing game. That's the one thing about Frank is you don't see him that much in the passing game like a lot of running backs around the league. Even Mark Ingram, though his rushing yards aren't that great over the course of the season, the guy was catching 4, 5, 6 passes a game in that Saints offense. So just something to be looked at. And really, Andrew Luck's still producing numbers, but he's gotta be annoying with the number of picks that he's throwing. I mean, those are -4, -5 points in some fantasy leagues. It's just frustrating for how high he was supposed to be regarded from a fantasy perspective early this year. Some pickups this week in the quarterback position. I'm finally ready to admit that Ryan Fitzpatrick is a legitimate fantasy option. We expected this guy to just be a game manager and maybe throw a deep ball here and there, but Chris Ivory, their Jets running back, of course, to take the brunt in that offense. It hasn't been the case. Fitzpatrick's been great. He hasn't had one of those games where he throws 3 interceptions, which we all have expected to happen. So I'm ready to say you can pick him up and pull the trigger on him. Alfred Blue, Houston Texans, Arian Foster, the latest victim.
Yep, Arian Foster's out for the season.
Injury train, the latest victim. Alfred Blue's, he's a solid backup to Arian anyway, so it's even more important now. Go grab him if you don't already have him, or just start starting him. The wide receiver position got 2 picks for you, actually 3. One for tonight. Michael Floyd, your Arizona Cardinals wide receiver. He doesn't get as many looks, but he's on the field 70% of the time. And John Brown has been a breakout receiver for the Cardinals this year. He's actually questionable with a hamstring injury. Michael Floyd, a good choice for you tonight. 2 others, Stephon Diggs of the Vikings.
Yep, I just picked him up.
Good.
Andre's out.
You're
Stephon
learning.
Diggs is
You're
in.
learning, Dave. Well done. 108 yards and touchdown. He's found a groove with Teddy. Good stuff.
Diggs, right?
Good stuff with him. Albert
17
Wilson.
points yesterday against
there you
the
go.
Lions.
Well done.
So there you go.
Yeah, well done indeed. Albert Wilson's another one. Kansas City Chiefs, especially after Jamal Charles went down, that team became a little bit more pass heavy. And he's become one of the few receivers that the Chiefs have had who's had significant production over the last couple of years with Alex Smith under center. Look for him.
Okay, so this is, I realize this is a very selfish question here.
It's allowed.
Next week, I have both Luck and Cam Newton.
Ooh.
Oh.
Who do I play?
I think you need to play Cam. Nothing against Andrew as a player, but we've all been talking about it.
Terrible at fantasy.
I'm terrible at fantasy. Are you kidding me?
Hey, sometimes it's just luck. You know,
It's
my
just
mom.
luck.
Yeah, I know, right? My mom, who's in a league, she just picks them by the color of the team, and she's great in an eliminator. You know, she's so not always about knowing, but you got to go with Cam. Not just the rushing yards possibility that he gets, because those are more valuable than passing yards, but looking at just how good that Panthers defense is. Even if Luck gets to 300 yards, it's not going to be pretty. And even if he does throw a couple of touchdowns with the way he's been playing, there's going to be a couple of picks associated with it. You can only hope for the best, but that's a dang good team you're playing against.